well, what I was gonna do was while we were waiting for 405 to get here, I was gonna tell you the story of what just happened. So I walk into the bathroom, right, and Zephaniah standing there naked as a jaybird. Oh. And I'm like, what's going on? It's like he's holding this bottle in his hand. And I didn't want to try to embarrass him or anything. Like, trying to pee in this bottle. And it was like, it was everywhere. And he had his shirt. He was like trying to clean it up. Bless his heart. So, anyway, I just figured, I know, I mean, sorry, the story didn't take that long.
We're early. Hey, y'all.
We are early. I hope everybody can hear us. Are we even adding into the stream here?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jen. So how is everybody? My goodness. So anyway, y'all missed that story and are just tuning in. Go back and watch it. It was pretty funny. And then I told him, I was like, I was like, we're gonna do a live stream on politics. We'll talk politics. That's fine. And he was like, I'm going to. He was like, I'm going to go tell them that we don't want Trump or Biden, that we want Andrew Yang. And I was like, that is my boy.
Smart 5-year-old.
That is my boy.
Does he have clothes on now?
Now I'm at the peeing everywhere part and trying to pee in bottles.
But you did get him dressed.
Yeah, I got him dressed.
Okay, I
got him all cleaned up. Everything's good to go.
I missed all that. I saw him running around with a towel, but I had no idea that's what was going on.
Sometimes being a parent, and all the parents out there know, it can be stressful, especially when you see like a little you.
I see a little him. That's extra stressful. Can you imagine having 2 of him in the same house?
Lord, no. And but as a parent, it has definitely taught me patience because I do have a quick trigger sometimes. I used to have a really quick trigger. And I have come so far in my growth as a person and as a human being by having the opportunity to be a parent to a very small me. Man, my gracious. The world is not ready for 2 of us.
But I do want to say we miss y'all and we love y'all and thank y'all for being here.
We have missed y'all. We are sorry that we haven't been here very much lately. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Thank you so much to our Patreons and our donors who help make this show possible. Help make our lives possible.
I want to shout out our newest patron. Yes.
Absolutely. I probably should have typed it in.
You should have.
I should have.
It's easy to remember though.
Okay.
Spy Hunter.
Mark Smith. Oh.
Spy Hunter. Thanks, Spy Hunter. Our new $5 a month patron.
Bling bling! Shout outs to you, Spy Hunter. For sure. You rock. And so do each and every one of y'all that watch this show. Tune in to our crazy voices. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about politics.
Yay, politics. Before we get into that, I do want to say,
yes,
if y'all have been keeping up with My Crazy Landlord,
welcome back to My Crazy Landlord.
It's a great little series. If you haven't watched it, it is on private right now. We had to fix a couple things, and we're going to put it back up and then have another update. So it will be back soon. So if you haven't seen it yet.
Yes, My Crazy Landlord is an awesome series because we have a seriously crazy landlord.
And it needs to be shared with the world.
It should be shared with the world. And we need to figure out how to share that stuff to Reddit.
Yeah, I'm going to handle that once we bring it back online.
Once we bring it back online. We got a new episode that's ready to go. We're just waiting for reasons. So hate to be cryptic about it, but that's kind of where we're at with that series right now. So
And we do want to let y'all know, yes, politics. We are a politics channel, sort of, kind of. I mean, we started obviously as a promoting Yang channel. So we are evolving. And, as you know, we've been doing different political takes and breaking news stories and the My Crazy Landlord series. So we're basically just this hodgepodge of hopefully awesomeness.
No, you want to know what it is, really? You want to know what it is, really? I mean, let's call it for what it is. It's political disengagement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick of politics, and we're so sick of politics and the way that things are. I mean, this country is just, what is going on in this country? And then when you have these two schmucks that they're promoting, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I'm sorry, I don't like either one of them, to be honest with you. I don't want those choices, man.
I'm tired of it being the two choices with the lesser of two evils. And it's kind of when Andrew Yang came along, it was like we finally had some hope that we could have a really awesome president that we would not be ashamed to vote for. And that we wouldn't have to be like, oh, I guess I have to vote for him. No, we wanted to vote for him, as y'all know. Y'all know. And now that he is no longer in the race for president, it's kind of like, why even bother? I mean, I know we need to care about the future of the country and the world, but how can you care about Trump or Biden? Like, how can you?
I have struggled with this so much because I guess I'm kind of an idealist. I think we can be better.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that, that I don't know, that vision of what we could be, right? And then you see what we're presented with. It's just like, man, like what? What? Like, how are we so stupid that we didn't vote for? I mean, we couldn't get behind Andrew Yang in a big way.
And how could the rest of the country not see? It still amazes me.
And I listened to Zach the other day on Nerds for Yang. Shout outs to Tom and his channel. And Zach was explaining the reasons, that all went into it. And it all made sense. And they were all valid reasons. And let's face, we just didn't have it this time. But I don't know that we'll ever have it again. That's the problem. That we had last time, I don't know that we'll have that again.
I agree.
Because it was a moment of like lightning in a bottle. You had to catch it then or it was gone. Because what I see now is a country that is being torn apart on all sides. And mainstream media has a lot to do with it. And, cops have a lot to do with it. And people who are disruptors have a lot to do with it. There's a lot of facets to this thing that we're seeing in this country. And it's scary. Because I don't know that it's going to matter who wins. This country's might be in shambles. If ever there was a time for unity, it's right now. If ever there was a time for every man, woman, child in this country to be united, it's right now. The problem is you've got so many influences who are pushing this thing from the outside for their own agendas that what you're left with is this boiling pot, and people are so divided in this country. Mm-hmm. They're so divided because you got the right saying one thing, you got the left saying one thing, and there's truth on both sides, and that's the problem. There's a little bit of truth on both sides. But what we've got is this mess of non-unity, of allowing, once again, the people who are in power to divide us, because as long as they can keep us divided, they rule us all day long. They're allowed to sit there and do whatever they want to do, and we are divided against each other. That's got to
Even
stop.
one example of that, just something basic like universal basic income, right? That what is it now? 77% of the population agrees with universal basic income and says, yes, let's do it, right? And the fact that still no UBI. Like they're not even talking about it. Yes, you have a few that are like, let's do 2,000 a month until the pandemic's over, but that's not even in, even though it's how many Democrats said that? I don't know how many, but it's not even in their bill. Like they're still going with a one-time payment. With this many people, if they really work for the people and the majority of the people want UBI, how is it not a thing already? They don't care and they got to keep us divided and they're not going to do anything to help us.
Did you come to talk politics?
What you got to say about the politics?
Want to talk politics? Say hey to everybody.
Hi.
My pride and joy.
My earring, it's so shiny. Go ahead.
I don't know. So I just, then you got this whole mess with this young cat who was carrying around the AR around the cops, and he ends up killing people. And there's so many. We just gotta stop, y'all. We gotta stop. Man,
That's a lot of mess
it
going on.
frustrates me, right? Because
one of the reasons we need this, right? Talk about this book.
Get your 100 deadly skills. Y'all all need to learn this. It's bad, man.
We'll make us like an affiliate link and put it in the description.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all get your book through our affiliate link.
It'll help us out. We'll get a few cents every time somebody gets one. Plus, it's a really great book. And what we're going to do with that book,
we're going to make videos.
Yeah.
We're gonna make videos.
Besides learning everything in there, we're going to make videos to teach how to do these certain things. It's very interesting. I've been reading through it. There's some
really cool stuff. Stuff I wish I knew.
We should just give one example. Here, I got you.
Now you're going.
What?
Now you're going to be like second guessing yourself as to which one you want to talk about.
Oh, I should just pick one. Okay, there. All right.
Turn a pen into a weapon.
So it's got all kinds of neat little stuff in it.
I ain't stabbing nobody with no pen.
No. This is more for
I'm non-violent, man.
Apocalyptic situations, but it's also good in day-to-day life. Like say you're alone in a parking garage and you need to somebody comes up behind you, man. There's all that's in there. But we also need to be looking just in case we do find ourselves in an apocalyptic situation. Because I know we've been talking about it since the beginning of time about the apocalypse coming, but the writing's on the walls. You can see a lot of craziness that is going on right now and how much worse it could get and may get. We should all be prepared for that. So let's do it.
Speaking of be prepared, that was the one lesson. I don't want to get into the Boy Scouts because they've got their own problems right now. But Scouts for me was a positive until I set the camp on fire. And then after that, it wasn't positive anymore. but be prepared. Be prepared, right?
Yeah, you know what Girl Scouts was? Girl Scouts was, let's sell some cookies. I think that was their motto, too.
I mean, they're so good. Like Thin Mints.
Expensive, and they throw away the extra cookies. And they're basically just using free child labor to make money.
How horrible is that? That is one of the biggest scams, y'all. Stay away from the Girl Scout cookies. Stay away from them because they are good. They're some of the best cookies ever. But that is a whole racket right there. I mean, that is a racket.
Didn't think you were going to learn about the Girl Scouts today, did you?
Or 100 daily skills, which you can get through our affiliate link below. As soon as this is done.
I'll put it. I haven't even made it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used Amazon affiliates, but yeah.
And Nexus Yang says that that not all Scout organizations are bad, and that is true. There are some that are They're actually not those big organizations, though. You know, they're more community-based organizations, and those are really cool if you can get your kid.
I was in 4-H when I was a kid.
4-H, man, I love 4-H, bro. I've always loved animals. I've always had just a passion for animals.
Me too.
I don't care what the animal is. You know, I just love animals. And man, my dad ended up getting me a rabbit, right?
Okay, a rabbit.
But then he got really into the 4-H thing, like for a hot minute, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ended up getting me another rabbit. Now, my first rabbit was a little white rabbit that I named Snowball. I love that rabbit. That rabbit used to follow me around.
Snowball.
How original, right?
Right. Anyway.
Well, as kids, though, like you're kind of limited by your view of the world. So obviously, Snowball, duh. Well, anyway, this other rabbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Go ahead and get it out of the cage," and I'm like, opening up the cage, and this rabbit is freaking huge, dude. It was called a Flemish giant.
Yeah.
And these freaking rabbits just get ginormous. And I don't know where I was going with this story, but that rabbit was huge.
Talk about 4-H and a huge rabbit. 4-H. Aren't you glad you know that story now?
Live.
Yeah.
So
we miss live streams with y'all because it's like we're all hanging out, you know.
Speaking of hanging out, y'all are going to want to tune in coming real soon because we are going to do a live stream of Hot Ones. We got Hot Ones the game on the way.
And basically you have to answer very sometimes personal questions. If you don't, you've got to eat the hot sauce. And there's no way because that's like it's a 2 million on the scale of hotness. It's literally the last hot sauce that they use in the Hot Ones game show. I like just regular old mild hot sauce. I'm like, whew, I don't think I'll be answering some questions. You won't see me eat hot sauce. You can ask me whatever.
See, she's kind of selling herself short because she eats hot sauce.
I do.
She likes hot stuff, and I love
2 million. 2 million sounds scary.
It sounds like, yeah, it's going to be very, 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 very hot.
I'm scared.
So there may be a lot of things revealed.
Yeah, you're either going to get some personal
y'all going to get some juicy stuff,
or you're going to see us die from eating. But on top of that, that won't be the only games we'll be doing. We're going to be doing other games that would.
Hold on. They got a Hot One. Do they have a Hot Ones couple edition?
Or are you just calling it that? I don't know.
We got a couple people.
Okay, I see. If you two can't answer your couple's questions, right, you'll be down some sauce. Yep, no, I can't play that one because I will avoid that sauce at all costs.
Look, she gets salty because we have the You Don't Know Jack game on the Xbox.
My God, come on. You really got to.
And like,
I've won my fair share.
I mean,
did y'all ever play You Don't Know Jack?
Here lately, I've been dragging her.
Whatever.
She gets salty. Look, she's salty right now about it.
I look salty? I think I look sweet. Here's the thing. You Don't Know Jack is a great game. And we're going to find out a way to live stream while we play it. And y'all will actually be able to join in with your mobile phone. It's not even an app. You just literally go to the website and join in. And we feel like that would be a lot of fun. It's a trivia game with a lot of humor. Sometimes dirty humor. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be fine, right?
It's definitely for adults, but not like overly.
But not overly, yeah.
So, if that makes sense.
But anyway, we want to do game night.
Like a Disney movie.
Which reminds me, did y'all watch the new Mulan?
Hey, now Sean Cooper, who is a friend of this channel, and somebody who helped us out early in this channel,
made our intro from the way back days.
Way back in the day. Sean said that it was just epic and like watched it 10 or 15 times.
Dang.
It was that good. hold on. Now let me say this before you get started.
Okay.
Because Sean also said that she wanted to stab people's tongues with a screwdriver to
Is this okay for a live stream?
To a board. That people that are bitching and complaining about it not having the stupid little dragon.
Okay. I'm sorry, but the stupid little dragon was basically the main character, right? Okay. Mulan was like second main character, which I love Mulan. I just love the whole. This is a tough princess and not a somebody come save me.
But that's exactly what the movie's about.
Save me. I know.
Mulan is about,
and it's great. All the Asian Americans and Asians that are in it. So yeah, I mean, support the Asian community.
That's where we got
everybody was pissed off though about the Mulan's actress, the one she supported some kind of the HK, like everybody's
all police or whatever.
Yeah, everybody's hating on her for that. But there's a lot of other people in the movie.
But anyway, this whole movie is an action movie about a warrior princess.
Yeah, but they also don't have the original music, which was also like the best part of the movie. And I guess I can go into it and not expect it to be anything like the cartoon.
But this time they went like in a historical sense.
Yeah, well.
Not a romantic.
They redid Aladdin. They did a good job. They had every one of the original songs. It basically followed the exact.
A whole new world.
Yeah, exactly. But Mulan does not have that apparently.
Well,
I'll watch it eventually.
That's got, I don't know.
So back to the online party. I don't want to talk about Mulan anymore.
If you're going to talk about Warrior Princess, I mean, you got to have it. It's an action flick.
Xena, Warrior Princess. I love that show. I always wanted to be Xena.
Your mom loves that show.
Does she?
Probably.
She probably did.
I hated that show. But that just shows like the generational gap, I think, because like
I was born in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah, and so like you grew up like when Mulan was like when Disney was like really hitting its stride with all the Disney movies coming out.
I'm making some crazy faces.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like Disney movies too, to a certain extent, but
you know Disney's the devil.
Man, fuck Disney. Yes, they are. They are. They're horrible. Disney. And then they own everything.
I did not watch C yet because I forgot. I'm actually watching Umbrella Academy right now. So it's actually turned out really good. I had to force my way through the first 2 episodes, but then it got better. But back to game nights. We're gonna have party nights with y'all, and y'all will be involved, and we're gonna try to do that at least once a week.
Like Saget?
I don't know. I don't watch Saget.
But right before we started this, we were like, because if I know everybody here probably follows the Yang Gang closely, so everybody knows who Steve and Paget are. So, they call themselves Staget now. And so we were trying to think of like
what our name would
be.
We went through 500 different options. Okay, not that many, like 10.
And they're all horrible.
I mean, the best one I think, it still sounds kind of stupid, is
hold on. She says that this is the best one, and I'm like, how is the best one? Like, why does it sound so horrible still? And that's the best one?
Russell. Wait, let me put it in the chat so you know how awesome it's spelled. Okay, it's really stupid, but did I do it? There we go.
There is no way.
Or you can even pronounce it. Everyone's be like Russell.
Because to me, that kind of stuff is silly anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, we got like Elasa.
I'm more of a nuts and bolts kind of guy.
We can't get our names to mesh well.
I mean, whatever, it's cool.
The last ship and sea.
We don't have to be Staget, you know what I'm saying?
Relasa.
That's
actually kind of cool.
That's
I like that.
One. Look. It's still stupid.
Yeah, we'll try to do it like when no one else is live at the same time. We'll try to do it at different times so that y'all can participate in everybody.
No, man. This is all about competition, man. We are running Yang YouTube channels, and we want all the viewers. And if we've got to put ourselves through 100 deadly skills and eating hot stuff, then that's what we're going to do because we want the views. Forget all that other stuff.
It's crazy. I don't care nothing about views. Now we're just like doing it. We're doing it for fun. It's fun.
We do it because
hanging out with y'all.
We do it because
y'all.
we love y'all. We love talking to the gang, and this is how we do it. So we can talk politics eventually after we get everything else out. Yeah. Did you want to talk?
Do y'all want to talk about politics? Tell me.
Or
put it in the chat. If you want to talk about Donald Trump and Joe Biden, go ahead. Put it in the chat. I'll wait.
I want to talk about Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically we got to talk about political stuff.
Let's talk about the Trumpster.
Y'all are so over politics. Like, I can't even. If y'all follow me on Twitter, you probably realize my lack of political tweets recently because I just don't freaking care anymore.
You know what Trumpster?
I do care. Right? I care about y'all.
Dumpster.
Trumpster fire.
We got a Trumpster fire going on.
Like
it's like he'll do good thing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't even feel like I can even talk about him anymore. Talk about Biden anymore. I feel like everything I've said it until I was blue in the face, and that's all there is left to say. They're both like not so great options. And what do you do? Who are y'all voting for? Because like I still don't know.
Well, here's my thing, right? Joe Biden, I know a lot of people are on Joe Biden's nuts. I mean, Joe Biden on the bandwagon, on the Joe Schmo wagon, right?
Schmo wagon.
I am 45 years old now. I just had a birthday recently. Yeah, I'm 45 years old now, and I've been watching this man in politics for way too long. And there is no way that you can sit there and try to put icing on Joe Biden and have me try to stomach it because I've seen the way that man's voted. And Tiger don't change the stripes.
Oh, there's a reflection. I'm trying to be super smart right now. So.
And Joe Biden is not going to change his stripes. And I've seen way too much of that. On the other hand, you got Donald Trump, who, if he wins, we may not ever have another election. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, this country is about to split apart at the seams. And everybody's just at everybody's throat. And here we are again talking about politics. And this is where we end up. So then, what are you left with? You're left with Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate, or Mark Charles, the Independent candidate, neither of who will be on the debate stages. Neither of who will make a lit spittle diddle. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. They're not gonna make any difference whatsoever. So here you are.
Why don't they let him on the debate
back
stage?
Again at Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
That would show people that there's more than just those two options. Put them on the debate stage. I mean, I'm wearing glasses. That means I'm smart. So
momentarily.
No, only while I'm wearing them.
All the time.
I could see better. But I don't need those. Oh, I got blurry for a second. I'm fine, I can see. I just have trouble seeing far away. Yeah, you put them on. See how smart you look. So.
And now that I have on these glasses, I am like freaking hyper intelligent.
Kind of adorable.
Thus, our political disengagement. Thus, why we haven't done a whole lot of live streams. Thus, why we haven't done any.
We just finally got to this point where we're just so fed up. We just want to throw it all in the trash can. But we love y'all. We're back. We're gonna be uploading more content, doing live streams, having parties with y'all. You know, doing some different kind of stuff along with the politics because we all need to know about our politics. And y'all are still interested in politics, right?
Like, what's his name? He used to do Star Search. Not Star Search. I just dated myself.
You just told him how old you were, so I don't think it matters.
Star Search.
Do you remember when we found that Star Search VHS in a storage locker?
So this one time, so we used to buy storage lockers.
You know, Storage Wars?
Much like they did on Storage Wars. Before the prices of everything went up. And I'm going to tell you the truth, man. It's really, really cool because you can find a lot of cool stuff in these lockers. But you end up with like bags and bags and bags of freaking clothes that nobody will give you 2 cents for. You're selling you're selling stuff way undervalued because you don't have a store. We didn't have a store. But we found a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
So
we did. It was one of them was somebody's Star Search
somebody,
audition tape.
yeah, their Star Search audition tape, and it was really cool because it was all in this little thing, and
or it may have been their appearance on the show.
Yeah, it was their appearance on the show.
Okay. But you find a lot of cool things. But then I was really sad. You know, they try to get back the pictures and birth certificate, whatever you find in the locker. They try to get it back to the owner, but they may not always be able to do that. So it's really sad to see all that stuff, you know, pictures, baby pictures, and all this stuff being left in that locker that they lost. Makes you feel bad.
It's weird because I've been on both sides of that. I've lost a storage locker.
So have I.
We have lost a storage locker. And you know what's in those lockers. I know what was in those lockers. A lot of it's personal.
Like the monetary, the things that are valuable doesn't even matter. It's the personal
doesn't,
stuff.
right. It absolutely doesn't. And you know, it while it's cool on the one hand, hey, we got a good locker. As you're going through these lockers, you really get a glimpse into a lot of these people's lives. And it's so weird to like see. You can see like the path that they've taken.
You see who they were, you know, speeding tickets sometimes, or somebody that was having all these court dates coming up. You know, like all of that would be in there, and you're just like, you could see their whole life story unfolding in front of you. It's very
kids'
strange.
Pictures, children's pictures, pictures of marriages, and knowing that they're
never going to come back to that. And the people may not even contact them for that, so they may have lost it forever, you know. On a lighter note, one time.
On a lighter note, we're all getting Neuralink soon.
Neuralink.
We won't have to worry about that because we'll just have everything be uploaded to the cloud. And
there was a purse, right, in one locker.
Are you gonna make me cry?
No, I'm lightening the mood. Oh. There was a purse. Okay. And I was like, oh, there's something in here. And I reach my hand in there and pull it out. And I wish I would have looked before I reached in there. We'll just say it was a toy.
You find a lot of those.
Oh my gosh, there was this one guy that literally had an enormous tub full of magazines and such, and videos and such.
Don't touch them.
Yeah. Went straight to the trash. I don't know if they were worth anything, but I wasn't digging through there. Probably not. Whatever. It's all free now anyways. So
yeah, but there's some classics that you can't get like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just shut up. And we found a really cool pure gold coin. It was $130 at the time. That was cool.
Yes, that was really cool. It was a gold coin about that big. This one time we went to this yes. It was the last it was one of the last lockers of the day. Right? And they're bidding, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is that? And nobody seemed to be, wasn't there one other person?
There was one other person bidding, but I think I intimidated them.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I never bid on anything before. You were the bidder. Yeah. I was the stander and whisper in your ear.
Yeah, you must have intimidated. So I look around, and all of a sudden we bought this locker.
He didn't even know I won. He didn't know I was bidding on it.
And I'm like, okay. And so after the bidding, so I go in and I'm looking at it, and it's a tanning bed.
Huge one of the big ones.
This thing is freaking a monster, dude. And it was just me and you.
We did all the moving of all the lockers. And let me tell you, I was so strong then because, I mean, we lifted a lot of heavy stuff and it was just us two.
Smells not everything.
That's a strong smell of vanilla. How about that? So anyways, I got it for $15 and
bought the locker for $15. And
I could barely lift it. And we were both of us together in that. Oh man,
this thing
hurt so bad when I dropped it.
You got to understand how big this thing was. It was so big that it was in pieces. It was in pieces, and we were struggling. Man, listen, I'm strong, okay?
Me too.
And it was something. So we get this thing home, right? Finally, we get it home. We cracked the acrylic on it. That sucked. But we've got this thing sitting in our yard, sitting next to the house.
Mm-hmm.
We put it on Craigslist, right? And what, months go
Yeah,
by?
$15.
Months
Yeah,
go by, and it was a Clausen tanning bed,
German. Mhm.
German, I guess. Apparently, which is what we came to find out because we got a call one day, and he's like, "You still got the tanning bed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we still got it or whatever. It's sitting outside." He's like, "I want to come and get it." He was like, "There's only a couple places that tanning bed could have came from." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You know how I know?" He was like, "Because we make them, and we're the only company in the United States that can make these German tanning beds." And so it came from like a couple places. So this dude like comes out with this huge truck and movers, slaps some cash down in our hand, buys his own tanning bed back.
I think we sold it for around 300. We were asking for more, but we'd been sitting on it for so long, and no one wanted to move
We
it.
had to pay rent, man,
Yep.
which
We're
we
like,
never
all right,
did end up
300.
getting paid. Oh gosh,
UCI
hard times.
would have helped us
Hard
so
times,
much
man. We've had some hard times.
with our storage locker business. It would have
Oh, for
that would have
sure.
because what happened is we would do good, we'd sell more than what we spent the locker on. But if all it takes is one bad unit and you're back to zero, and it's like all that work you've done was for nothing because you also got to be paying your bills and stuff too
At the same time,
at the same time as buying these storage lockers to have the inventory to sell.
you got to have working capital, and when you're spending that money on bills, you're not left with
Your
any working
capital's low.
capital.
I mean, we were trying different things. I mean, because whatever we were doing right before that wasn't working. And so we took our tax refund and we were like, let's start this business now. Let's do it. It's what we wanted to do. Let's do it. And it went good for a while.
We found some good. I mean, we bought some really good lockers. We bought a locker. I paid like what was it, like something like $40 for this locker. It was like the first locker of the day. Nobody was bidding on it. I was like, I'll give you $40 for it.
Why didn't you start with 5?
Maybe I did. I don't know because I figured 40. I don't know.
I don't remember the
So
story.
it's because you weren't there. It was in South Carolina.
Oh, I was there at most of them, but not this one apparently.
And so everybody else went around to the lockers, and I'm like looking in this locker, and I see in these big wooden pieces, and it was the locker with those benches in it.
Oh, okay.
It ended up being I started pulling it out, and it was restaurant benches.
Yes.
It were like four tops and the seats.
I just remember the nightmare that went along with that. The driving down to Alabama,
But man,
driving back up because we couldn't afford a hotel room.
Oh my gosh! So we got these out. Somebody wants to buy them, right? Well, these things are covered in this mold.
I get off work. I was working at Walmart at the time, and I get off work, and we start washing them. And it was like we had to leave that next morning, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and we're like scrubbing them down.
Still scrubbing them. We scrubbed all. I mean, it was horrible. And somebody in Alabama was opening up a Chinese restaurant, so they wanted the boost. So we loaded them up one of the truck. We charged them a delivery fee. Drove all the way down to Alabama, unloaded them, and then drove all the way back without stopping.
Mm-hmm. I remember we were playing 20 questions trying to keep each other awake, and I could not. I kept falling asleep. I was trying so hard.
We were just exhausted. And the poor lady, when we got there, she was like,
so she was not happy.
And I kind of don't even want to like try to, but it was so much. But she was like, no legs. And I was like, no, it was just the boost and
because we put it in there. It was just the boost and the tabletop. Like the legs were not included, but she was not happy about that. And we're like, oh my gosh, we just drove all the way down here.
She wanted legs for the boost, and I was like,
she's calling her husband up. We couldn't understand what she was saying.
It was so funny. I laughed so hard because She was so pissed off about it, but there was nothing
And
that
we
we
were
could
like,
do. I felt so bad, but there was absolutely nothing we could do about it. Listen,
we were
I
exhausted.
scrub these hunchers all day for you. I don't care about any kind of legs. Just pay me because I want to go home. I'm tired. We were exhausted, man, but man, dude, we had some fun times.
We had
UBI,
quite an adventure.
universal basic income would have made our lives so much easier. Think about Ghazi, right? Ghazi was this guy that we met at. We used to go to a lot of political rallies.
Yeah, back in our protesting days.
In our,
Let's just call it
our
that.
activism days.
Activism days. I mean, we're still activists, but I mean, we were heavy on the protesting and screaming at people.
And we meet this guy, and his name. I don't even know why there are still 17 people watching this, but thank you. We appreciate
I know,
it.
we
Intended to
off topic.
talk politics, but Lord, we started talking about life, and it's just.
Sorry for boring y'all. What do y'all want to talk about?
So Ghazi,
Yes,
Ghazi moves in.
He was a homeless man. Did you already mention that?
He was homeless. No. But when we first met him, he seemed like this. I don't know. Ghazi had this way of talking to you, and he just start and like
he makes himself sound so important, and like you would just believe anything he said. Like
he was great. I love Ghazi, but
talker.
he ended up our water bill.
Oh.
We ended up getting our water bill, and we lived in a town where the water was like extremely expensive anyway, because they have to pipe it in from like 2 towns over.
But yeah, anyways, it was expensive, and our water bill went up. It
was so much that we couldn't afford to pay it, and we ended up getting our water shut off.
Oh my gosh, that time was.
It was horrible.
Our water was off for probably 2 months, y'all.
2 months living without water.
You know what that's like?
Look, thank God my father-in-law. My father-in-law lived across the road. And we would literally we would pull we would hook the hoses up, and we would fill up the bathtub.
We fill up the bathtub for flushing the toilet and stuff.
The broke folk boat, y'all.
We fill up a bunch we fill up a bunch of gallon jugs for cleaning, for cooking, for some also to the toilet. Like you need a lot. We had something like 30 empty gallons that we'd fill up every time they went empty. We'd go over there, grab the hose, and fill them all up.
It's not the way you want to live. And you know that's why I wanted to
But imagine if he wasn't there,
Right. And by that same token, remember the guy who helped the other day pay for his, and because we've been there, we know what it's like. And we know what it's like to live without water. We know what it's like not to have food. We know what it's like not to be able to pay our rent.
We've been there. So whenever we see someone in need, even if we don't have much to give, we still will help because we know it could always be worse.
Because it is worse for them.
Yeah.
Because we know what it's like to live without water and power and everything else. We know what it's like to be homeless. We were homeless living in a van when you were pregnant.
Mm-hmm. We've just been through and most of every bad situation that we went through, or very economically unstable situation we went through, was not any doing of our own. It's not like
we were trying. We were absolutely trying, but we've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. We've always tried to provide for ourselves. We've always tried to, do whatever it took to, we've started 4 or 5 businesses, and failed. But we always did it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because we weren't trying. It was because of
usually
when you're poor, it's like once you have a fire, it's like you're trying to put out that fire, but then there's this other fire going over here.
But then you have a fire, so you can't pay for rent, and then you just get in this cycle.
It becomes this cycle,
and we both work too. So I mean, it was like we would work, and then we'd also be trying to start our business. It was never enough. There was never enough, especially since minimum wage was $7 an hour. It still is. It's still the same. Yeah. So. I mean, man.
And when you're, and that's, you know, and okay, so I sit here and I hear Trump freaking crowing about the stock market. Crowing about the stock market.
Look how great we're doing. Look at those great jobs
Look at this
numbers.
V-shaped recovery. Come on, bud. I mean, we're down here like just hoping that Congress will get off their ass and do something to help the people. It's crazy where we're at in this country. It's crazy. If we should absolutely vote them all out. Vote them out. I don't care where you are. Vote them out.
So when it comes to politics, that's where you need to pay attention. These local elections, get them all out. Get them out. That's what's important. President, I don't know what the heck we're going to do about that because it's not Andrew Yang. And he was our one shot. So now we're left with garbage and garbage too. So whatever. Local. Support your local Congress people that are running for Congress, especially the, you know, if you need to see the ones that have been endorsed by Humanity Forward, because you know those are the ones right there. It's on the Humanity Forward website. I need a drink.
Somebody said fill the tub with water. Nexus said fill the tub with water, bro. We had the tub filled. We had 30 gallons filled. Oh man. So we've lived a crazy life. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all that are here and have listened to this rant about life. And if you know somebody who is struggling and you have the ability to help them, please help them, because it's the only way we're going to make it is if we all come together and we all help each other get through this mess. The broke folks are only getting broker. The rich are getting richer. Ain't nothing changed. You know, but there was a time when we were praying for the collapse of everything. Mm-hmm. Just for this reset so that everybody could just, I don't know what.
We didn't want it to be about money anymore. We wanted to be able to survive because we could survive, not because did we have enough money to survive.
Right.
It was a terrible time, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's where a lot of people are in this country. But as I've gotten older, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. It would be tough. Oh, I should be talking now. You collect yourself. Yeah, we don't want to the collapse. It may still come. Eventually, it's going to happen. You know, it's inevitable, but we just don't want to see it. And I think it can be averted. We just have to be doing the right thing as a country, as the world. You know, there's
for sure.
We're not on the right path right now. That's the problem. We're headed towards a collapse of some sort, apocalyptic type situation, and we don't need that. It would be devastating.
I'm still teared up. I can't help it because I have children.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference in the world.
When you don't, it's like I just got to worry about myself, you know, and each other. But like when you're grown and you don't have kids to have to worry about, I'm a potato. I don't know, y'all.
Damn it. Look, I made it 48 minutes into this live stream without crying.
And I didn't eat a single thing. Man. I might be hungry, but I didn't eat.
I almost made it. Let's wrap this up.
No, look, we just had someone pop up. Was that Rich? Thanks for joining us.
Jumped on late, but I'm so enjoying your broke folk stories as I can relate. That's because there's a lot of us. The broke folk vote are way more numerous than the rich people in this country. So a lot of us can identify with it. You know how many freaking ramen noodles we eat still? To this day? And I've been to prison. You eat a lot of ramen noodles there too. So my gosh, I'm ramen noodled out, man. I can't do no more ramen noodles for the rest of my life.
The start of the self-isolation, that was literally, I mean, we still do it quite frequently, but that was literally the only thing we'd eat for days and days and days on end. It was ramen noodles, then ramen noodles again, then ramen noodles again.
Look at what Nexus said. In memory of the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. Well, maybe they should not have tried to charge $5 for something that tasted like that.
It was pretty good. It wasn't something it wasn't my go-to, but I am sad that it's gone because now I won't be able to be like, hey, let me try that since I haven't tried it in years. You know?
I can make you the same thing. I can go get one of those tortillas over there and put
We
some.
can also make tacos at home, and are they as good as Taco Bell? No, never. You can never do it. You just can't do
I mean,
it.
they're chalupa shells.
It's been a while since I've had Taco Bell, but the last time I had it, I got 2 chalupas because chalupas are just my absolute favorite. And both of those chalupas were hard as a rock, like they were sitting under a heat lamp for like days. I was so disappointed. I was so sad. And the lettuce on it tasted like butt crack.
That's a testament to the Taco Bell that we go to because it's the only one that there is, and it's been horrible and horribly run ever since we got here, and long before we got here. Everybody talks about it. Yeah. Everybody talks about the turnover there at that store, and everything's always. But they got a KFC there, and
the KFC Taco Bell.
You got to understand, man. I like fried food. I'm from the South, and golly, that's the only closest thing that you can get to it up here. They ain't got nothing. Every restaurant here is like an You are What about what ramen?
You're missing much.
Ramen is horrible. The only kind I even remotely like what?
Or is that the Mexican pizza?
Yeah, the Mexican pizza is horrible. I can make the same thing for you.
Okay, whatever. I don't even know why we're talking about it anymore. They also don't have good Mexican.
Nexus, actually, you know what? Who cares about Taco Bell pizza? Because it was horrible anyway. And then they were trying to charge $5 for it. Who's gonna buy? If I'm gonna pay $5, it's gonna be for a chalupa or a box of nachos.
I know. Do y'all remember when you could go to Taco Bell and you could get like this huge box of tacos for like $5?
I do remember those days actually. Man, you go to Taco Bell and you could just
get taco after taco.
What was that other place?
Hot and Now.
Oh my gosh, dude! Back in the day, Hot and Now was the bomb because it came to a town over from us in Monroe, where we didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other then,
but you could go to Hot and Now and you could spend like $10 and just freaking just
20 to 30 burgers. You'd be bringing
burgers,
$10,
French fries, and man, you take it home, and everybody was happy to see Hot Now because you knew that you could absolutely just grub as much as you wanted to, and there was still going to be food left over. Hot Now was the
best. For
a
family of 8 that I grew up in, it was very fiscally. I don't know.
Fiscally irresponsible?
Fiscally responsible. I don't know, but they ended up shutting down. I don't remember why. I think they had like a grade D health rating.
It was horrible. I mean,
their food was good. The fun was better, right?
The food was good, but the health effects from it were there's something to be desired. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Y'all have any questions before we get out of here?
I didn't ask them.
We'll do that. I did. We'll be doing this again soon. We'll try not to wait so long. We miss talking to y'all, and it's been awesome. And I'm a little hungry.
You know what I would love to have right now?
What's that?
Hot Hollow mentioned Jumbo Jack with cheese is like $3.50 there. I want a sourdough Jack.
Oh, they don't have Jack in the Box. Oh.
No Jack in the Box up here.
Oh.
No Duke's man.
There's also no Popeyes, which I've never tried.
No Cheerwine. No. They've got plenty of maple syrup.
Maple syrup. They have a lot of pizza places, and I still think Pizza Hut's better, but they have all these other pizza places. You can find a Pizza Hut, but there's like 20 million pizza places in every town, it seems like.
They're all local.
And I love pizza, but
jeez Louise, man, can we get
get something else?
Like a Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A.
There's not a lot of fast food up here either. You have to go to the big cities to get the fast food.
You literally almost got to go over to New Hampshire in order to find fast food places. Because the restaurants here.
But it's good because it forces you to cook at home.
The restaurants here are really, really good. They're really.
Oh yeah.
We haven't eaten at many restaurants that weren't good, but everything is so expensive AF like I'm used to going to the Mexican restaurant in North Carolina, and we would spend $30, and I'd have a big ass beer too with the meal, and we get out of there for $30
with the tip and everything.
with the tip and everything, and be full as a tick.
Yeah.
I mean, we always left full. That's when we actually had our first date. Was at the Mexican restaurant.
There is. I was like, he's like, you like Mexican? I love Mexican. It's my favorite. And I'm like,
it's been love ever since.
You like Mario? And he's like, why don't you bring your Wii along and we'll play some Mario? And I'm like, I'll whoop your. And he said, no, we're both competitive. So we're arguing about who would win in Mario. And that's how.
And she whooped me.
I did.
I whooped her.
I don't even know what to say. Right now. I hope y'all didn't even catch that.
So we love you, gang. Peace out.
Oh my God. The stuff